Okay, now we will interface a touch sensor with Raspberry Pi 3B plus model. So this is an experiment of interfacing of touch sensor with Raspberry Pi 3B plus model. The connection diagram is we require one touch sensor. There are 3 pins for that touch sensor: signal, VCC. Okay, so there are 3 pins for touch sensor V2, signal, VCC and a ground, and signal is connected to pin number 38 of Raspberry Pi. Pin number 38 is nothing but GPIO 20. In programming we write GPIO, and in actual connection we give the pin number 38, and VCC is connected to pin number 2. There is no GPIO pin for pin number 2, it is directly pin number 2, and ground pin number 39. Again for this there is no GPIO pin. So this is the connection diagram. The components required for this experiment are touch sensor. This is touch sensor V2. So there are 3 wires here. Green shows the signal pin, and red one is a VCC pin, and black is a ground pin. So we need this, and we need a Raspberry Pi 3B plus model. So for this we have the USB ports and to make the connection for keyboard, mouse and display unit. So these are the sections where we connect the keyboard and the mouse, and we need a small breadboard for doing this connection, and we need USB cable, mini HDMI cable for making connection between display and Raspberry Pi, and we need 5 volts supply, and this is power supply adapter to give the power to the Raspberry Pi. We need one keyboard to type our program, and we need a mouse, some display. So this Raspberry Pi acts like a mini computer. So computer means what and all will be there. A monitor will be there, keyboard will be there, display will be there. So this display unit acts as a monitor. Now we will make connection. We will connect keyboard to the Raspberry Pi. Now we will connect a mouse to the Raspberry Pi. Here you can connect mouse and keyboard anywhere, either mouse up in upper port and keyboard in a lower port, or vice versa. Anything you can do. Then now we will connect USB cable from Raspberry Pi to the display. So in display it is written here DC. So here we should connect to the DC. Okay. Next, HDMI to mini HDMI cable. HDMI goes to the Raspberry Pi. One end goes to Raspberry Pi and one end goes to display. Bigger one goes to display unit, and the micro HDMI, it goes to Raspberry Pi. This is a place where we should connect. So in the last one we need a supply for the Raspberry Pi. 5 volts adapter, we should connect it to the supply, and another pin goes to supply pin of Raspberry Pi. This one, first one. Now connection is over. As soon as the supply is given, as soon as the supply is turned on, Raspberry Pi LED light glows green light. It indicates Raspberry Pi is working now, and in a few seconds the display will also turns on. Now the display is also turned on. Now we will connect touch sensor to the Raspberry Pi. So ground is connected to pin number 39. You count the pin numbers and connect it, and VCC is connected to pin number 2. Even number of pins are towards us and odd number pins are away from us. And the last one, signal, is connected to pin number 38. If you Google the pin diagram of Raspberry Pi, so So you will get the pin diagram along with the GPIO pin. So no need to add the pin numbers and GPIO pins. It is clearly written in a pin diagram of Raspberry Pi. Now we will type the program. To type the program, we should go to the terminal and give the command as nano, name of the file we are giving as touch, and the extension we should give py because we are writing a Python program, nano touch.py, and enter. So it goes to the edit mode. So we are in edit mode. We have already typed the program in order to save the program time. So here this board, okay, so here we are importing the time, and we are importing the board, and we are importing the digital input output and making the direction as input or output. And the pad, since we are using pin number GPIO 20, we are assigning this pin to the pad pin. The variable name we are giving as a pad pin, and this pad we are using the pad pin as a variable name to assign the GPIO pin 20 to the pad pin, and we are reading the value from that pin because this pad pin is connected to the touch sensor. Touch sensor is connected to GPIO pin 20 of our Raspberry Pi. So we want to read that value. We should read the value and assign that value to a pad. So we want to run this program continuously. So while true, and if this pad value, whatever the value we get it from the touch sensor, if it is true, then we will type it as print it as you tapped the touch sensor. So after that it go to the sleep mode for 1 second, and again it keeps on waiting for us to tap the touch sensor. Once again, if we tap the touch sensor, again the message will be displayed. In order to run this program, we should click on the run mode. Now it is in a run mode. Now we will tap this touch sensor. This is our touch sensor. Tap it. So the touch sensor is tapped, and the message is displaying as you tapped the touch sensor. So whenever I touch the tap sensor, so it gives the message as you touched the tap sensor. So in order to come out from this execution mode, you have to click Ctrl C from the keyboard. Ctrl plus C. So we will come out from the execution mode to the edit mode. So in this way we interfaced the touch sensor with the Raspberry Pi. So to do this experiment, the students of 6th sem Shanta and Pavitra Suresh from ENC department, 4th semester, and Revati, 4th semester ENC department, helped me to conduct this experiment. Thank you one and all. To shut down this Raspberry Pi, first we should close the program. Then go to the Raspberry Pi tool button. There you click logout, and it gives some options: shutdown, reboot, and logout. Click on shutdown.